Okay, so today we're going to talk about ratios and proportionality, and we want to know if two ratios are proportional to each other. And the first thing that we probably should do is define what a proportion is. And a proportion is going to be two ratios that are equal to each other. And you can go ahead and write that down on your notes. Two ratios that are equal to each other. We have three methods that we can use to see if ratios are proportional. The first method is what we call simplest form, where we're putting both ratios in simplest form to see if they're equal. In our first example, we're going to do 12 over 15, and we want to know if this is proportional, and sometimes we write that with an equal sign with a question mark above it, to 50 over 75. So what I have to do is I have to think, what can I reduce 12 over 15 by to get a simplest form fraction, and what can I reduce 50 over 75 by? Well, I can reduce 12 over 15, I can divide by 3, and I will get 4 over 5. If I look at 50 and 25, I can actually pull out a big number. I can pull out 25. And how many times does 25 go into 50? Well, it goes in 2 times. And how many times does 25 go into 75? Well, it goes in 3 times. So are these two numbers, is 2/3 equal to 4/5? No. So we would say no, these set of fractions or ratios are not proportional. Let's look at our next example where we have 10 over 12, and I want to know if it's proportional to 40 over 56. Well, what can I reduce 10 over 12 by? The only thing I can reduce that by is 2, so I'm going to divide both numbers by 2 and get 5 over 6. And then I'm going to look at 40 and say, well, what can I divide 40 and 56 by that has a common factor? Well, I can divide both of these by 8, and I can get 5 over 6. Oh, looky there. Are those two ratios equal? And we would say yes, because they equal the same thing. The second method that we're going to talk about today is called finding a common multiplier. So let's look at our example, 4/5 and 32 over 40. And what I'm looking to see is, what did I multiply 4 times to get to 32? Well, I multiplied times 8. What did I multiply 5 times to get to 40? Well, I multiplied times 8. If these two numbers are the same, then yes, they're going to be proportional. Let's look at 7 over 21 and 28 over 63. Well, what did I multiply 7 by to get 28? Well, I multiplied times 4. What did I multiply 21 times to get 63? Well, that's going to be times 3. Well, these don't match, okay? So, no, these are not proportional because I'm not using the same common multiplier to get to my second ratio. And then the third method that we're going to use today is called cross product. And cross products is exactly what it means. It means that you're going to multiply across the equal sign in a cross or an X format. So let's look at the examples that we have. We have 6/8, and we want to know if that's equal to 9/12. Well, I'm going to multiply 6 times 12, and I'm going to get 72. So 6 times 12 is 72. Whoops. And then I'm going to multiply 8 times 9. and it is also equal to 72. So if these two numbers are equal to each other, then yes, you have a proportional set of ratios, or the ratios are proportional. Okay, let's do one more example with cross products, and that is on your page, 4/8 and 5/9. So I'm going to multiply 4 times 9. 4 times 9 is 36. And I'm going to multiply 8 times 5. 8 times 5 is 40. These are not equal, so we would say no, these ratios are not proportional. You'll probably find that you use cross products, especially when you get into larger numbers. You'll probably use cross products more. But when you have smaller numbers, using simplest form to reduce or common multiplier is just as easy. Okay, here are your 3 got it problems. And the first problem, I want you to use simplest form, and I want you to tell me if the two ratios, 3/5 and 39/65 are proportional. The second problem, I want you to use the common multiplier method, and I want you to tell me if these two ratios are proportional. I have 3/11, and I want to know if it's proportional to 15/55. And the last method that I want you to use is cross products, and for this problem, I want you to see if 4/8 is proportional to 5/9. Okay? Your answers for all of these problems, once you show your work, will be yes or no answers. Yes, it's proportional, or no, it's not proportional. Okay, good luck with your got it problems, and we'll talk about these tomorrow.